tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, ATL Falcons fans. It is midnight in the city of the ATL. And tonight we're going to be talking about Falcons head coaching positions, offers, our favorite candidates. We're going to be talking about our GM candidates, and we're going to be talking about what's going on with John Harbaugh in New York, because there is a little bit of controversy. So, this will be a quick show, no more than an hour, if that. Just kind of wanted to get together with you guys and talk about this and just, see where we are. Again, everybody's super excited about, who the Falcons are going to pick, honestly. And you hear this, you hear that. So just kind of wanted to put all the information in one place and, kind of discuss it. So again, welcome. We are officially into it. I believe a decision will be made either next week or the week after. But let's get to some candidates right away. So first and foremost, we got everybody's darling. That would be Mr. Clint Kubiak. I believe he's the candidate that everybody wants. I don't know. After today, I don't know if he's still number one, but throughout most of this, Clint has been number one. He is an offensive guy, offensive guru, clear offensive identity, proven quarterback-friendly system, fits modern NFL trends. And look at, if the Falcons are serious about finally stabilizing the quarterback position, Clint Kubiak checks most of the boxes. And I thought up until today that, you know what, this is our guy. This is who we've been waiting for. Now, he does have limited head coaching experience and needs a strong DC hire to go with him. But hey, you already got Jeff Ulbrich in the building. So to me, that would be a match made in heaven. He is currently the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, they have a game later on today, either today or tomorrow. I want to say it's today. But contingent upon the results, the Falcons could be making an announcement Sunday, Monday, whenever. A lot's going to depend on whether or not the Seahawks lose going forward. So I just, question for the chat, question for anybody that's out there. Are you guys willing to take a risk on offense if it means long-term stability? Right? So Raheem was more of a CEO coach, and that didn't really work out for whatever reason. This isn't a let's bash Raheem session, so I'm not going to get into that. But, the CEO coach did not work out. I believe Arthur Smith was a bit of an offensive coach, but he really didn't have the tools, let's be honest, and that didn't work out. So it looks like, we've got some weapons on offense. Obviously, we've got Bijan, we've got Draco. We may have Kyle Pitts if we re-sign him or tag him. We've got some weapons, right? Got a pretty good offensive line, even though we are a little bit long in the tooth on the offensive line. We have some, we have a decent offensive line, top 10. So we've got some weapons on offense. We do need to work out quarterback contingent upon how long Penix is going to be out. But again, with the right head coach or the right offensive mind in here, We'll be just fine. We've got a lot of pieces and building blocks on defense. So we are an up and coming team. And I believe last year this was very much a 10-win team. I believe next year will be very much a 10-win team. And if we get a good coach in here with a good program, somebody that can mentor and develop Penix and whatever quarterback that is on this roster, not named Kirk Cousins, I think we'll be fine. Let's go to candidate number 2, and that is Mr. Kevin Stefanski. Now, some folks don't like the way he handled the Shador situation. And that's debatable. I mean, he's a head coach. I think he was, well, I'm not going to get into that. Some folks, love him or hate him. He is a good offensive mind. He can build programs. He has pretty much a structured and disciplined approach. He's adapted offenses to multiple QBs. He's not flashy. He is functional. And, he is going to drive a culture of accountability. He's very good in the running game, and we have Bijan, so that would be a match made in heaven. And he knows how to win ugly. So I'm okay with Stefanski. If I had to rank him, I'd probably go Kubiak 1, Stefanski 2 right now, maybe. We heard earlier today that Robert Saleh is the top candidate on defense. So I think there are 2 coaches right now. Again, this is all the rumor mill, okay? As Jack Spade would say, I heard from a bird, right? But I heard from a bird that you've got one lead guy who's an offensive coordinator, one lead guy who's a defense coordinator. The rumor for the defensive guys, it would be Robert Saleh, and that the GM would be Josh Young out of San Francisco. Now, Josh Young has 15 years of experience in that. And in scouting, he's got a heavy scouting background. And if you look at the 49ers roster, they are loaded with stars. So I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm okay with that. Keith Simmons, 66, says, family. What up, Keith? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well today. Anyway, Josh Young has about 15 years of scouting experience. I think he's a very strong candidate. So I don't mind the Josh Young hire because he would definitely fill the Falcons with talent on the offensive and defensive side. So again, I'm good with that. Robert Saleh, on the other hand, and don't get me wrong, I like Robert Saleh, but if you do hire him, you need a very strong offensive coordinator, right? I don't know that he necessarily had that with the Jets. Of course, it's the Jets. They're not the greatest run organization, so you could argue that. But either way, we'll get into that later. But anyway, Kevin Stefanski is my number 2 guy. Next, we have Jesse Minter. And Jesse, to me, looks a little like Eddie Haskell. I don't know what you guys think. He looks a little bit like Eddie Haskell. But anyway, he's a defensive coordinator. Elite defensive coordinator pedigree, brings toughness and identity, could stabilize the defense immediately. If you want to fix what's broken defensively for a decade, Minter makes sense. And okay, I mean, I'll give him that. He's been pretty good with San Diego. I'm just not excited about him, right? Keith says, Matt Ryan said he wants someone with presence. Saleh has that. And that's true, Keith. Saleh is a leader of men. That is the one thing I will say about him. He is a leader of men. So from that perspective, he would definitely be a good coach. You still, however, got to get somebody in here that can get the most out of Penix. You still got to get somebody in here that can take this offense where it needs to go, which ultimately, in my opinion, is 28 points a game. But, again, nevertheless, we got Ronnie Thomas in the chat. Ron says, what's up, everyone? And no hairline, T-Will. What's up, Ron? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. T. Terry says, T-Will, what's happening, bro? What's going on, T. Terry? Hopefully all is well. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. But yeah, we're talking look, Falcons choices for head coach and Falcons choices for the general manager, and just ranking them. So I don't know that Mentor is in my top 5 or top 10. Well, he's definitely not in my top 5. I'll put it that way. So, with him, if you do bring him in here, you need an offensive coordinator that is strong again. Next, we got Antonio Pierce. Why he's a candidate? Well, the players respond to him. He is a culture setter. He is an accountability first guy. I believe he played with the Giants. And I don't know if that was under Tom Coughlin. I want to say it was, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who the Giants head coach was when he won the Super Bowl. I want to say it was Tom Coughlin, but I could be wrong. But anyway, accountability first. Pierce may not be the schematic genius, but players would run through a wall for him. The concern, does leadership outweigh tactical gaps? In other words, you've got your Kyle Shanahans of the world, your Sean McVays of the world. These are tacticians, and you got to be able to scheme for that. So I don't know that. I don't know that Antonio Pierce is in my top 5 either. So we did have an interview with him, but I don't know that I would be excited about this hire. Next, we've got Jeff Hafley. Defensive discipline, organized culture, familiar with rebuilding situations. Hafley feels safe, but are the Falcons done playing it safe? And to be honest with you, I mean, Hafley lost to he lost a 21-3 lead against the Bears, and that's just a little too familiar in a playoff game. That's just, I don't know, guys. That's a little too familiar for me. I don't know. He doesn't do it for me. So, he did get an interview, but I'm just not excited about him. Next, we have Mr. Robert Saleh. Now, Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator and a leader of men, and has worked before with Ulbrich. So they worked together. He was Ulbrich was Saleh's defensive coordinator in the Jets. You automatically have familiarity. Sorry about that. And you've got Josh Young in the front office. So I mean, that right there, you've got guys that are comfortable working together because they've worked together before. So I can see the connection there. That makes sense. Again, the only thing is, if you bring Saleh in here, you have to make sure that you got an offensive coordinator that's decent, right? Maybe like a McDaniel from the Dolphins. If you could get him as the coordinator, then I like it. He's a good coordinator. He probably could develop or get Penix where he needed to go. And you'd be fine. And I really feel the same way with Stefanski. If you got Stefanski in here, you've got an offensive coach. If you keep Ulbrich, you really got a match made in heaven. So, either way, but I'm okay with Saleh. Again, Saleh is not only a defensive coordinator, but men follow him. So I'm okay with it. We got Big V South Philly 215 says, yo, what's good, my boy? What's going on, man? T. Terry says Clink needs to be the guy. His brother Clay is interviewing for head coach for Las Vegas. Falcons needs to go get the entire family. Hey, man, I'm okay with it. Keith Simmons says pass. I don't know who Keith is passing on, but he's passing on somebody, so I can dig it. But yeah, let's get to some GM candidates. So GM candidate number 1, Ian Cunningham. Very, 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 very good candidate. Draft-centric philosophy, player development focus, progressive front office thinker. I believe Ian does have a scouting background. So a lot of people thought that it was just going to be Ian Cunningham, that they thought it was his job to lose. Matt Ryan is best friends with Ryan Poles, or good friends. He was in Ryan Poles' wedding. And Ryan Poles, of course, is the GM for the Bears, and Ian Cunningham is the assistant. So, everybody was looking at this as a match made in heaven. But today we find out that Josh Young, for the assistant for the 49ers, is the favorite candidate to land the job right now. So I don't know what happened with this, but that is where we are. Next, we got Alec Hallaby. This guy looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in high school, and I know because I played Dungeons and Dragons in high school. I'm a nerd, I know, so whatever. We got Miss Carrie in the chat. She says, "Hey, T. Will." Well, hey, Miss Carrie, how you doing? Hopefully, all is well. Keith says, "No Saleh for coach." Oh no, Saleh is the coach for the Packers. Have they hired him? Carrie says, "Is this live or pre-recorded?" Stop it, Carrie. You know this is live. Did the Packers hire Robert Saleh? Is that what you're saying, Keith? Well, let's see about that. I had not heard that. So if that is the case, then I do apologize. Let me see. I'm looking up Robert Saleh right now. Let's see. It says Arizona Cardinals get a late night interview with Robert Saleh as fans are hyped. Yeah, but that's not been confirmed. That's not been confirmed. So, I mean, I guess he did get a late night interview, but it hasn't been confirmed. They haven't said anything. So, more to come on that one. T. Terry says Trump probably would deport Saleh at his first game. Ooh, that's not right. That's not right, T. Terry. That's not right. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Let's close that. And where are we? Give me 1 sec, guys. Sorry about that. It's late night and my computer apparently knows it. Let's see. Oh, Carrie says, "T. Will, I can't see you in the light." Back away from the light, T. Will. Back away from the light. Is that better, Carrie? I hope so. Carrie says, "Or maybe that is your future shining so bright." Oh man. Carrie is my sister. Oh man. Let's see. Let's drop this in here. All right, there you go. Carrie says so much better. Thank you. Keith says, "No, I was saying pass on the Packers coach. We need scouting." Terry missed on everyone outside. I got you. No, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, but Alec Hollaby is a roster efficiency expert. Silk Legacy says, "Do y'all go to bed?" No, Silk, I don't go to bed. I never go to bed. I never sleep. Alec Hollaby, why he's number 2, roster efficiency, contract structuring, Eagles style team building. This will signal the Falcons are finally entering the modern day NFL. And ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest with me tonight. And my tongue is still asleep. It's my brother Eric Parker. Eric, how you doing, brother? All well?
Doing great. Feeling good, feeling great.
Okay, good to hear from you, brother. So we're just going over candidates tonight, bro. We're looking at GM candidates and head coaching candidates, and right now we're looking at Alec Hollaby, which I was saying this guy definitely looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in high school, as I played Dungeons and Dragons in high school, and I would know. Yeah. So, and J Kid CEO says, "And we back. We are back, J Kid. We are back." So anyway, but yeah, so Alec Hollaby is all about not signing running backs to long contracts, making the offensive line a priority. and defensive line. Really, Alec Hullaby is about building the trenches. That's what the Eagles do. They stack offensive and defensive linemen because that's where the game is won. He's all about metrics, so they go forward a lot on fourth down. They're just Alec Hullaby is a lot about analytics, so that's his thing. Last but not least, well, I shouldn't say last, but next we've got Josh Williams. I called him Josh Young. Jesus Christ. His name is Josh Williams. I'm sorry, guys. Josh Williams, who is from San Francisco, assistant GM, again, spent 15 years in the scouting department for the 49ers. So he started as a scout, ended up running the entire department, was interviewed today, is responsible for Fred Taylor and a lot of the current 49er players that have been drafted under his watch. Very, 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 very good talent evaluator. Very good in the draft room, player first mindset. Less public leadership experience. But again, if he's partnering with Matt Ryan and whomever the head coaching is, his role is going to be I'm going to find the players. And the one thing the Falcons have really never done a great job of, it's drafting offensive and defensive lines. Like they've had some good lines, but I'm talking like Eagles and the Giants, where the Giants always seem to have like some sort of stud pass rusher. The Falcons have never been that organization. So if he can help us, I'm all for it. Eric, my special ghost. No, just kidding. Special guest, Eric. Tell me your thoughts on what getting a really good proven talent evaluator would do for our Atlanta Falcons. Eric, give me your thoughts on that.
With getting I think we had one, but
well, apparently this guy's better than that.
Yeah.
So
and we're talking about Josh.
Yeah.
Or our GM.
We're talking about Josh.
I don't know much about Josh, but I'm gonna trust Matt on the GM thing. I like Matt's football IQ, and Matt's been in the room with them.
Okay.
I'm trusting Matt with the GM.
Okay. So if it came down to if you're in the room, Eric Parker, and the final vote is yours, and you've got Josh Williams or Ian Cunningham. You're going with Cunningham.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There are no wrong answers here. Last but not least, we got Champ Kelly. Knows league politics, trusted evaluator, has sat in the big chair. I don't have anything negative to say about him, but I really don't know enough about him to comment. And I don't think he's really a factor right now, but he is one of the Falcons candidates. Next, we have Ed Dobbs. This guy looks like he could win a push-ups contest. But aggressive talent philosophy, willing to swing big, boom or bust style. I don't know that I'm ready for that. Like, I don't want to risk an entire draft and then be wrong. So I'm good on that. I'm good on him. Let's see. Silk said, J-Kid CEO says, what's good, Falcons fam? Silk Legacy says, if the Seahawks lose Clint head coach and Ian GM, if 49ers lose Saleh head coach and Josh Woods GM, that's not bad. Carrie says, Silk Legacy, T-Will doesn't go to sleep. Actually, he does Falcons podcast in his sleep. And she says, not special ghost. Keith Simmons says he found Purdy. Silk Legacy says, at Carrie Hay, and I know. All right. I can dig it. Keith Simmons says he would definitely help the special teams because that has killed us the last couple of years. Oh, my God. Yes. Yes, it has. And Ronnie Thomas says Louis Riddick as GM. I'm surprised. Louis Riddick has not really gotten a lot of interviews, Eric. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. That is surprising.
I'm thinking maybe he's one of those guys that's just he's not a yes man.
That could be
Um,
it.
well, I mean, it's kind of like I don't want to do this, but I have to. It's kind of like Eric Bieniemy, right? Eric Bieniemy was a great offensive coordinator, elite offensive coordinator with the Chiefs, but he just rubbed people the wrong way because he would always interview for head coaching positions
I
and never.
disagree.
No, I'm saying
I don't believe he was a great offensive coordinator with the Chiefs. I believe he was holding the clipboard and Andy Reid was calling the plays.
and maybe that's what they felt.
And I think that's why he couldn't get no job.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. J Kid says, and the drive-through. No drive-through tonight, J Kid. I'm good, but hey, tomorrow anybody's ball game. Silk Legacy says Joe Brady is the new interview on Sunday. I like Joe Brady, actually. I like Joe Brady. I do. So let's pair up some folks that we think would be good matching. I think Clint Kubiak and Ian Cunningham would be a good match.
That's what I want.
I think Clint Kubiak and Josh Williams would be a good match.
As long as Clint Kubiak is there.
Yeah. I like Kevin Stefanski and anybody really. I'll take Kevin Stefanski and Ian Cunningham, or Kevin Stefanski and Josh Williams, either or. So yeah, those would be mine too.
Why do you like Kevin Stefanski?
Well, I think he's an offensive guy. I think he can definitely get the most out of what offense you put in front of him. I mean, he's got Bijan. He's got weapons now. He's got weapons.
He had weapons over there too, though. He had a whole team full of first round draft picks over there.
Yeah, but this is a quarterback driven league.
But why didn't he develop the quarterbacks over there?
I don't know that you could necessarily do that in a year's time, bro. I don't know. I mean, Cleveland is not the most reputable organization, so I'm not going to put the sins of the Cleveland Browns on him. I'm just not. I think Kevin Stefanski would be a very good offensive mind to have here. So,
but if you got the talent and you're the head coach, what does the organization got to do with it? You think that their owner is sticking his nose where it shouldn't be, or
it could be, but I mean, realistically, Shador had some up games and some down games, so he was not great. And I don't know that in a
I'm
year.
not even talking about just this year. I'm talking about all the many quarterbacks that keep coming through there over and over again. None of them are getting developed. And then even like he made Baker look like a bust. Baker left and Baker looks like a legit starting quarterback now. He like a bust under him.
Kirk didn't. Kirk didn't. So, again, sometimes it's the environment. Sometimes it's the environment. Look, I'm not saying he's the greatest head coaching candidate. I'm just saying that.
And then different players mesh with different coaches too,
exactly.
I guess.
Exactly. So. Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm with you 100%. I mean, again, I'm okay with Clint Kubiak. I'd prefer him if I had my druthers, but we don't always get what we want, Eric. So if Clint Kubiak is not available, then you can give me Stefanski. If Stefanski's not available, I'm okay with Saleh, but you got to get him a really good offensive coordinator, because Saleh would tighten up this defense. Definitely. I have no doubt. Saleh would tighten up this defense. Saleh would probably get this defense to at least top 15. We're top 20 now with 57 sacks. Yeah, we'd be top 15. That's only 5 slots. I'm confident Saleh could do that with what we have now in-house. I totally believe that. But if you get Saleh, you're going to need a McDaniel. You're going to need a proven offensive entity on offense to lead that, because you do have to develop Penix, and
I
it hasn't
believe Auburn can get the defense up higher than what it is. I think the defense is ranked that low because you had a bunch of rookies out there.
and we
Even
couldn't
though the
stop the run.
rookies,
We
even
need
though the rookies look good, I believe they finna look even better after their rookie season.
I agree, but you still need a run stopper. You
Oh
still need
yeah,
you still need one or two big uglies in the middle. Like you got to have that. That has got to be job number one. You need some big uglies in this draft. You have to get them. Maybe you sign one, maybe you draft one, but you got to have some run stoppers. Got to do that. You got
yeah,
your pass rush. You got your pass rush. Now, you gotta build onto it. And I agree, Ulbrich could do that, but Solid would just help him get there even quicker. You know what I mean? So again, in these scenarios, you don't always get what you want, right? Like in a perfect world, sure, give me Clint Kubiak, give me McDaniel as his offensive coordinator. Let's go with Ulbrich, find a special teams coordinator, and let's go. Let's go. I'll see you at the finish line. We'll book it for 11 victories. But we don't always get what we want, brother. So, if we don't get Kubiak, now again, for me, I don't see why Kubiak wouldn't take it. I
I
definitely,
mean,
if it's me, I'm definitely going to pick this job over the Steelers because they don't have a quarterback. And the problem with the Steelers is they win just enough to not really do anything in the draft or be high enough in the draft to pick a quarterback. And historically, they don't like to trade up. So you can say what you want about Mike Tomlin, but 18 years never having a losing season, and you really didn't have a quarterback after Big Ben, I got to give him his respect. I got to do that, man. That's something. But the problem with that is if you're an offensive coach, you going to Pittsburgh, Eric?
I don't even think Pittsburgh is built for his offense.
No. No, it's not. But honestly, if you're an offensive coach, Eric, are you going to Pittsburgh?
Nah,
Exactly. Exactly. So give me your thoughts on if you so let's say if you can't get Kubiak, give me your perfect head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator that you'd like to see for the Falcons. If you can't get Kubiak, and everybody in the chat, you guys can do the same thing.
there's no perfect one without Kubiak.
Well, not perfect. Give me give
Kubiak fits the description perfectly.
okay. Well, if you can't get him, Eric, give me your next best choice.
Man, I don't like Salah. I mean, I don't like him or Stefanski. I don't like. I mean, not for us at this stage. I don't think. I don't think he gives us that push. I don't think. I think we need an offensive minded coach. So
Okay.
without Stefanski,
Joe
uh,
Brady.
I think I would take Mark McDaniel.
You take who
McDaniel.
as a head coach?
Yeah, we interviewed him for head coach, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think that was a sneak move to come back and get him as an OC. I don't know that I necessarily, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, because there were a couple of instances last year where Tua commented on some things that he had no business commenting on, and really that should have been addressed by the head coach, and it wasn't. But what it showed is there really was a lack of leadership in that locker room. There was a void there. That's really why I didn't. And again, I think he's a tremendous offensive mind, but a head coach position is not just about X's and O's. It's about maintaining the respect and motivating the men that work for you. And that is why I like Robert Saleh. Because make no mistake about it, Robert Saleh is a leader of men. Men follow him. They will do whatever he asks them to do. And when it comes to that, either you have it or you don't, right? When you walk into a room, either you got presence or you don't. You get what I'm saying? And I don't get that from McDaniel. I mean, again, you want him as your offense coordinator, I'm fine because he's running the offense. That's different. But to lead a group of men, I don't know, Eric. And I hear you. You do need an offensive presence, but I don't know. I don't know.
He's not my first choice neither. He's the choice that you're making me pick.
Oh man, you're making me pick it. You're making me, big brother. You're making me pick it. I'm just saying, if he's not available, Eric, we got to be prepared for that. Got to be prepared for that. Let's see.
No. I don't have to be prepared for that. I'm not a GM. My my choice is my choice, and if it don't happen, it didn't happen. That has nothing to do with me. I'm
All
not
right.
sitting there putting them in a line. I don't have to pick.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Silk Legacy says Stefanski only has a 90s playbook. Damn.
Yeah, that's another thing they say. His playbook, and then you talking about lose the locker room. What did he just do in Cleveland? Did you not see that where he's talking and the players behind him rolling their eyes and stuff?
Cleveland is a dumpster fire, man. So I mean,
But you're not leading the men though.
okay. Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. But of the candidates that we interviewed, you got Antonio Pierce, no. Mike McDaniel, no. Kevin Stefanski, maybe. Anthony
No,
Weaver, no. Clint Kubiak, I'm cool with it. Andre Dirty, no. Jeff
no.
Hadley, no. Jesse Minter, no. John
Coming
Harbaugh.
back there, Kubiak. Harbaugh looks like he's with the Giants.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, brother. It's interesting that you bring that up because as it stands right now, John Harbaugh and the Giants are kind of at a standoff about who is going to have the say-so over personnel. He wants control and authority over personnel, and the Giants are like, not so fast. And the reason I bring it up, and that was a great segue, by the way, brother. For those of you who don't know, Eric is my actual blood brother, so that's why I keep calling him brother, because he is my blood brother. But Eric, if the Giants don't pull this off, if they can't resolve this, this would be tremendous egg on their face. Like I legit think their franchise would take 2 steps back. We got some folks in the chat. Keith Simmons says veterans. Keith Simmons says we would be top 10 this year if the offense could sustain drives. That's a good point, Keith. Jay Kidd says, would Ulbrich want to talk with Saleh again? He done built his own defense here in Atlanta. I think he would very much welcome Saleh. T. Terry says Falcons, Kirby, Mr. Blank, give him a blank check. Okay. Silk Legacy says Joe Brady or Arden. Interesting. Falcon Fandemic says, what's up, T. Will? What up, Fandemic? How you doing, man? I hope all is well, brother. Good to see you, Fandemic. We got Jack from One Time for the Fan. Jack is like, let's talk the 2027 draft class. I love you, Jack, but I'm about to block you. Silk Legacy says, go to bed, Jack. Jack is laughing. J Kid, CEO, Tua knew McDaniels didn't think he was good. Pandemic says the obvious choice is Robert Saleh. He and Jeff worked very well together in New York, and I'm okay with that. Ian Cunningham for GM, Robert Saleh for head coach, Jeff Ulbrich is DC. Recipe for success. I'm not mad at that. But Eric, let's get into the situation. If the Giants somehow fail to sign John Harbaugh as their head coach, right? Now let's talk about it. Apparently, John Harbaugh wants control over personnel decisions. When I heard this, that did it for me. Like I no longer wanted Harbaugh. And don't get me wrong, Harbaugh is a great coach. But if he has executive control over personnel decisions, then why the hell do you need Matt Ryan or GM? Right? What he wants is a monarchy where basically he does everything but the cap, and that's the purpose of that's the role of the GM. I'm not a fan of it. Eric, talk about how you feel about it now.
I mean, you just said exactly what I just told you a minute ago.
Yeah,
And
but I
then
wanted
asked
them
me
to hear it,
what
Eric.
I
I wanted them to hear it, Eric. They gotta
said.
hear it.
Why'd you say exactly?
Because I wanted them to hear it, Eric. So
Yeah,
myself, Eric, and Carrie and Jack, we're all on a we're on a chat, right? And we all got on a call and we were talking about it. And so we just talked about this for an hour. That's why Eric's laughing. But anyway, Eric, tell these folks how you feel.
exactly what you just said. I mean, why did you bring Matt here if you're gonna do that? I said this before they even came out with reports or anything talking about him wanting control. I've been saying that he was gonna want control. I mean, and that he doesn't deserve it or can't pick. You know, like you said, it's great head coach, but I don't see us doing that. I think we have a plan already. I think the plan has been in place, and I think they're waiting on their coach. I don't think that they're. I think that this is all smoke and mirrors without these interviews they still doing. I think they're waiting. I think they're waiting for Kubiak. It looks like a setup for Kubiak. The whole thing, the breakdown of Kubiak as a coach and everything, it all fits exactly what it looks like they're trying to do. It looks like they're trying to bring an offensive minded coach in here, keep Albrecht over there with the defense that they had, and Kubiak fits that.
Eric, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time that I can think of that a head coach accepted a position and then ended up not going to that organization was Josh McDaniels from the Patriots.
Yeah.
Was it the Broncos that he accepted it and then do you remember the organ? I don't remember the organization, but he had accepted the job. They had put the press out, and all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I changed my mind, and this caused a big rift and embarrassed everybody. And if this happens to the Giants, like that's a massive step back, man. And it could happen. It very well could happen because he
I
could
don't
say,
even understand why they're doing all of that, though. They should give him that control. If you want him up there that bad, you're saying you giving him everything he's asking for, except for you're arguing with him about that. But you want him to come up there and change your culture. You want him to come up there, and I don't get why they're arguing with him about that. I don't get why they don't just give him the control over that, because that's what you're really asking for with a Harbaugh anyway.
yeah. Well, probably because if he has to leave, who's gonna then do it now? Now you got to start over. Now you don't have a GM.
I mean, usually when the head coach leaves, the GM leaves anyway.
That's a good point. I just feel like we are no longer in the days of monarchies, Eric. Like I wouldn't want to give that either. I would not want to.
Then you should not want Harbaugh,
And
because
you
that's
may
the
be right. You may
that's
be
the
right.
thing right there. Exactly. That's why I don't want him. It has nothing to do with nothing else but that with me. He's gonna want total control. And again, what was the point of Matt Ryan then?
Yeah. No, you're right. Wallace says, what's good with you, T. Will? And I think if they get that guy from the 49ers to be the GM, I think Salah would be the choice for the head coach. I got no issue with that. Wallace says it was the Colts. Thank you for that. But yeah, man, this would be like egg on their face. This would be because the Giants for the past couple of years have resembled the Jets in blue. So for them to meaning with their ineptitude, with their futility, with the fact that they just couldn't get out of their own way. And if this happens, this is a bad look for the Giants. This is a very bad look for the Giants. 3 days is not normal to work out a contract, bro. It's not.
Like I said, I don't understand why they're arguing with him.
Well, I just think gone are the days of the monarchy. I do. I don't because
Then why are you talking to John Harbaugh then?
Well, and maybe they shouldn't.
Exactly. That's my whole point. I understand the not wanting him to do that, but why are you talking to him? Because you knew he was going to want to do that. I knew that before, like I said, before even the reports came out. I've been saying that he's going to want total control. That was my whole reason for why he was. I thought I had him third on my list,
Yeah.
but that was the whole reason why I had him third on my list because I don't see it. I don't see them giving him total control, especially when you just brought Matt Ryan in there.
Yeah. No, you're 100% correct.
It's like you're just giving Matt Ryan money for free. Then, like, what was the point of it? Why did you give him that position with no power? If you bring somebody in and give them all the power, what was the point of it?
And that flies in the face of Arthur Smith is about collaboration, right? So that kind of flies in the face of what Arthur's about. I don't know that would mesh with what we do. Like I don't know that Harbaugh. I don't know that we'd be a match for Harbaugh. I don't know that Harbaugh would be a match for us.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So
There's nothing against Harbaugh.
No, nothing against.
I don't think he fits here.
No, I don't. Falcon Pandemic says I have the perfect reason why Matt Ryan was brought in. It's like a scene out of a very popular movie. I guess we're gonna wait for the popular movie, but yeah, I mean, it's very unfortunate for the Giants because they're in a situation where they almost have to work this out, and it's almost like, to your point, Eric, they are probably going to have to capitulate to him and just give in. Okay, okay.
They are. I mean, he can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
They need him. Yeah. They need him and they need his advice. Why are they not taking it? It's kind of stupid that they're even doing it. They're already starting off wrong. Even arguing with him with that, it's real stupid. They need him to do that anyway.
Falcon Pandemic says Denzel's American Gangster. Pandemic, you got to make the connection for us, brother. But Eric, so the Giants are a very storied franchise. They've won some championships. They're a very prestigious organization. In New York, they're kind of like the Yankees, right? The Jets are like the Mets. The Giants are like the Yankees. And so the Giants right now being on their knees and basically, Harbaugh having them by the golden, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's like if somebody did that to the Yankees, right? It's like if they hired a manager and he's like, well, I want this, this, and this, and they put the press out there, and then they have nowhere else to go. How far have the mighty fallen? The Giants are a very storied franchise. So it is interesting to see this in sports because I never thought I'd see that. I mean, the Giants won it in 86. They won it in 90. They won it in 2011. They won it in 2007. And they may have won it another time. Those are the four that I can remember. But again, they are storied. They don't have 6 rings, but they have 4, which is, a lot for most NFL franchises. So, to see them at this point be at the point of at the mercy of Harbaugh, it's kind of embarrassing. I'd love to talk to some New York fans to see how they feel about it and just, hear what they think. I don't know. I think it's interesting, dude. I don't know. But last topic for the night. Eric, you're the GM. We've had Kyle for 5 years. There's been some ups. There's been some downs. Are you re-signing him? Are you going to throw a franchise tag on him? Or are you letting him walk?
Franchise tag.
Okay. Tyler Algier, you letting him walk?
It depends on what Tyler's price is.
Tyler's probably going to get starter money somewhere else.
And then he's gonna get starter money somewhere else.
No, I agree.
I,
I agree.
can't pay. I can't pay him. I can't overpay Tyler.
Gotcha. Wallace says he's going to resign Pitts. Okay, that's fair. Caden Ellis, Eric, are you signing him? You letting him walk?
I'm signing Caden Ellis, and that's part of the reason why I'm not overpaying Algier.
Okay. Are you cutting Mooney? Or are you just writing it off to last year was injury ridden and maybe he comes back and has a better year this year?
How much do you save from cutting Mooney?
Let's see. Let's look at his contract. So he signed a 3-year, $39 million deal. This will be going into the third year. Okay, so he's got an $18 million cap hit. Dead cap is $11 million. He's due probably about 15,000. Well, let's see. No, that's about 16. Maybe about 17, I'm sorry, maybe about 17, 18 million. So dead cap hit is 11 million. So maybe you save 7 million. I don't know.
Yeah, but can you find another receiver for 7 million?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe you take a chance that he's healthy this year, but do you?
I'd keep him. I'd keep him and find another number 2 and slide him in the slot.
Yes, absolutely, 100%, 100%. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Let's see. Wallace says I would resign Algier if he doesn't get an offer to be a starter with another team. Fandemic says cut Mooney. J Kidd said the market for Tyler is 2.5 million.
Market for who?
Algier
is 2.5.
Yep, that's what J Kidd said.
Yeah, I'm keeping.
I mean, yeah, 2.5. Yeah, but I feel like somebody else is going to offer him more than that. I feel like somebody's going to offer him 7, 8 million to go somewhere else, and I would take it. So, but that's just me. What do I know?
Would you pay him 7 or 8 million?
I don't know that you can afford to do that, sir.
You're the GM. We asking you now, GM.
So you need it. Mike Hughes isn't getting it done. You're gonna need a second corner. You're probably gonna need. You got to re-sign Caden Ellis, right? That's not gonna be cheap because I think this is his last real contract. So that's not gonna be cheap. You got to re-sign him. You need a big ugly. You got to sign at least one. You need a receiver. You got to sign at least one. I don't know that you can afford to. I don't know that you can afford to give Tyler 8 million. And I love Tyler. I love Tyler out here. I love Tyler, but I don't. I know if Carrie's up, she's laughing right now.
Do you give him 2.5?
I'd give him 2.5 in a heartbeat. But I just don't know that you can give him 8 with everything that you got to do. I don't know that you can do that. Ryan Price says tag and trade Pitts. Many teams have done this, and that's an idea. That is an idea. Thomas says I would pay Mooney with food stamps. Ha ha ha. Well, I mean, hey man, I don't know that they accept that method of payment, Ronnie Thomas. But I mean, I'm sure if they could, they would, bro. But I don't know that they accept that method of payment. So I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see what the Falcons do. If you're the GM, Eric, and you're in the draft, are you trading down for more picks?
Trading what?
So you're in the second round. Are you going to trade further back in the second round to get, say, another 2 second-round picks or a second and a third? In other words, more picks on draft day.
Nah.
Since you don't have a first.
Nah.
Okay.
If I want to move back up, trade the first from next year. If you're trying to build something now, build it now.
See, I think and that's why I'm interested in Josh Williams, because he is a very good scout evaluator, an elite scout evaluator. So he may be able to trade back in the second and third rounds and find premier talent that maybe nobody that people miss. That he might be able to see things in these players that other folks won't see. You get what I'm saying? That's why I like Josh. But I do like that. I do like that. So, yeah. So,
so do you trade back?
Right? You say, I mean, I'm not really a talent evaluator, but if I was Josh Williams, I absolutely would trade back, because you got to build.
So depending on the GM,
my expectation is you should be able to. Yes, sir. Because I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that.
Is it freezing? I think it froze. I think StreamYard is acting crazy.
If that's him, then yeah, I'm fine with that. I have no issue there. I'm freezing. Yeah, it is. Gosh darn it. Are you there? Dang it, StreamYard. Eric, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. It froze for a second for me. I think it's still. Let me close some windows up here. Let me do that. Let me close some windows, because it's there we go. Yeah. Keith Simmons says we need a better depth. We need better depth. Yes, if we can get a wide receiver 2 or run stuffing D tackle. Yeah, I agree, Keith. 100%. I agree. 100%. Well, brother, this has been a really quick show. We are at an hour, and unfortunately, I got to get up early and do this all over again tomorrow. So, as always, brother, I thank you for joining me. Any final thoughts on Falcons coaching candidates, GM candidates, where we're going? Like, just give me, whatever you're thinking right now with these Falcons. Give me your thoughts on going into 2026.
I mean, I think, like I said, I think they had it all planned out already. I think the Raheem firing happened real quick. It wasn't a thought. It was like it was already planned. I think the whole Matt Ryan thing was already planned, because when they was even announcing the interview before they started announcing any interviews, everybody was talking about the possibility of this. I think all of that was planned. I think Matt already has his head coach and GM plan.
That's fair.
I think we're waiting on.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Keith Simmons says J Kid wants to rebuild the O line. Keith Simmons says keep Nate Ollie. Wallace says I think we need to stay put, and the top player that is on the board in the second round to keep adding top talent to the team. That's fair. J Kid says Jake is getting old. Bergeron and Nuzil both have 1 year left, and that is true, Jake. That is very true. Jake is looking a little long in the tooth. Not that he's bad, but he is looking a little long in the tooth. So that is it wouldn't be a bad thing at this point to invest in another offensive lineman or 2. I think that's a solid point. So anyway, guys, to everyone in the chat who joined, thank you guys. We appreciate you. Thankful that, hey, God sent us your way. Appreciate you joining us at midnight to kind of do this thing and go through this. I know it was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Hopefully it was informative for you and you got something out of it. Brother, as always, I love you, man. I appreciate you joining me. This is always fun. Sometimes I wish you guys could see like the arguments that he and I have in the background because they're really funny. Let me tell you, I love to get under my brother's skin. I love it.
But you weren't though. I already asked Carrie. I told her before we even got on that call. I told her exactly what you was doing, and she was like, "Nah, he can't be." I'm like, "I'm telling you, he just wants to be right because it's me on the other end of it. If it was you arguing with him, you would have had your point already.
I wouldn't even go.
You wouldn't even have kept going with her like that. I already know. I was like, he's not even arguing with. He just wants to be right because I'm saying."
It's not fun. It's not fun if it's not your brothers. It's not fun. It's not fun. But anyway, hey man, you can find my brother at Section 101 at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He would say that because he's not going to tell you anything else. Hey, to everybody who joined us, we appreciate you guys. Have an amazing weekend. We may do a pop-up show with One Time for the Fan tomorrow. To the extent we do, we'll see you then. If not, then we'll see you Sunday at 8 p.m. And again, to everybody who joined, thank you, brother, as always.
And Monday night, you can find me on Monday night, the Terry and Eric show. You forgot about that.
Right. That is right. Hey, man, little brother is committed. I can't believe it because, he doesn't like the podcast. So I'm super excited that my brother has actually committed to doing a podcast. I don't even know what to do. Shit. Right. I'm super excited because he doesn't commit to these things. I've been trying to get him to do a podcast with him for 2 years. And he's like, I don't want to commit because of my busy schedule. I don't want to do. He's been telling me that for 2 years. So I'm super excited. I can't wait, bro. That's right. Monday night, me, you, the Terry, Carrie, and Eric show. I'm super excited about it. So, hey, man, thank you. Thank God. Obviously, thank you and Jack Spade for giving my starting career. And you guys have an amazing day. I'm tongue-tied and I'm sleepy. So we will see you Sunday. Good night, everybody. Go Falcons.
Right, so.
ATL. Through the highs and the heartbreaks, we still stand. Dirty birds forever. Let's get it. Year after year, we've been riding through the storm. Red and black in my veins, that loyalty is swung. We don't fold, we don't run, even when the pain hits. Cause every loss just reminds us what greatness is. We show up cold nights or the Georgia sun. Cause every Sunday we believe that our time gon' come. We ain't perfect, but we faithful and we never switch. We the city of the A, yeah, we built for this. We don't need pretty words, just hard on the field we deserve. Put the work in, earn that glory. Bring our city back to the story. We'll ride till the wheels fall off. We ain't never gonna break. Win or lose, we stand tall. 48, you can doubt us, talk loud, but we still hold steady. Cause we here and we faithful and we always ready. It's the dirty, prove the dirty. If you bout it, then prove the dirty. We'll believe when you're fighting for the city.